In the second part, we wanted to actually get started with Python. How many of you were able to download the Python locally? All we need to do is go to Python and over here go to downloads. Depending upon your operating system, you can either download for basically it kind of detects it and it will give you the one that's suitable for your OS. Just get it downloaded. Once you download that, the IDE that we want to use for Python, Python is PyCharm. So this is the IDE that we wanted to get here. Let me open that up real quickly. So all we need to do is just get this IDE from, if you go to Google and search for PyCharm, IDE. If you go here, this is same from JetBrains, the IntelliJ IDE. Those are the same people. So if you download it from here, by default, it downloads the paid version. But if you go a little down, you can also find a community version. Yes, Python for your community. This one you can download. And once you download that, it's like as simple as installing any other software. Once you download it, it should open it without anything. So first thing what you want to do is just go and create a new project. Just simply create a pure Python project. Make sure you select a Python here. Generally 3.13 is the latest one. So select that. Everybody, can you try creating a new project? Once you open this IDE, first thing that we want to do is go to Files, New Project. By default, it creates a directory under your user folder. Let it create in the by default location. Don't change it. Only thing we need to make sure it's doing is we have to make sure it's selecting the correct version of Python, which is the latest one. Currently, it is 3.13, but we're not really worried about the versions. If you have an older version, generally, if you already have Python installed on your system earlier, it may also choose the other ones, which is fine. Then if you hit create, it will create a project like this, and it will have a few basic files like this. First thing that you need to do is do a right click. So basically, there are two. Professional would be the one, okay, 30 days, you can still use that one, it's fine. But then what I would suggest is probably in a month's time, uninstall that and get this one. Community is pretty much enough for us for practicing. We don't need the professional edition. Okay, so we want to get this guy here. For today, you can just activate a free license, that's fine. And then afterwards, you can just get your projects copied to the local and delete the paid edition and get community. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is create a new directory. Don't worry about Python package right now. We'll see it later. For now, all we need to do is right click on the Python, go to new, create a directory, give it any name. You can just give like basic. We're going to understand some basics today. In the basics directory, all you need to do is go to new and create a Python file. Okay, everybody, can you try doing this? Create a Python file. Give it some name. I'm just going to call it as hello.python. Okay, is everyone able to create? So once you create a file, it's pretty simple. We'll just try to run it, simple hello world program. And for that, all we need to do is a print command. Print and hello world. And if you run, just select current file over here. Can you see here? Just create current, select current file and run. It should be able to print hello world. It means the basic setup, what we expected, is all done. If you get error or something, let me know. Everybody, can you try running a hello world? In Java, when we want to create a variable, what we do, we provide the data type of the variable, then we provide the name of the variable, then we will put the value. In Python, it is very free. All you need to do is just create a variable, whatever you want to put, create the name, assign the value. Depending upon the value, it will figure out whether it's a string or what. Currently, I created str1, assigning some value. We know it's a string. And during the compilation, I will find out that it's a string, and automatically anything that we can do with the string, all the operations we can perform. So simply, this first thing that we see here is it's the type. Type of this is a string str. Let's say we change it to go back. Let's say we change it to number. So suddenly we'll get some error here, but we'll still run it. Good, it didn't. So okay, this one. Now for the same variable, I am assigning some number. Now when we run it, the class type is integer, and the value is this one here. Let's say we call it as Boolean, something like true. The type will be bool here, which is nothing but Boolean. One difference is in Java, we just write true or false with all small. But in this case, when we want to create a Boolean, we'll do true with capital T, and false with a capital false. Okay. So what did we saw? We saw how to create an integer very simply. Anything we can provide. That is another interesting stuff which I will come to it in a second. Boolean with capital true, T caps, false cap. That is the only difference. And string with anything in double quotation. There is also something called as float. 12 point something like this is a float value. Okay. Now we also have something called as list, but we'll go to list afterwards. For now, let's just concentrate on these three things. Int. In Java, essentially, other languages, we have something called as int and double and big int, etc. For Python, you don't need that. You can create as big as a number as you want and just assign to a number that it'll automatically figure out. You don't have to worry about that overflow. So this is one of the things which is very easy. As long as you want, you can add it. It will still be treated as an integer only. It will work. Okay. So we don't have to worry about, especially when we have calculations. And after during the calculation, that integer will go beyond its limits. Currently, I mean, generally in Java, it happens integer during the, especially where we are multiplying some numbers and stuff like that. It will go beyond the boundary and then it will start showing error. That concept, that issue will not happen. So we don't have to remember all the ranges and stuff, what a byte can hold and what an int can hold and a double can hold and long can hold, etc. No funny stuff. It's just simple. Put a value, it will take care of it. Okay, so integer, Boolean, true or false, string, anything if you put inside a double quotation will be treated as a string. Okay, and importantly, we don't have to worry about their data types. Data types will be figured out on the go depending upon the currently associated value with them. And very, very important change coming from Java. An int can hold as long an integer value that you want it to hold without complaining. Okay. Create a variable temperature, fine, and assign it some value, fine. Print it's hot if the temperature is above 30. Simple. Fine. Let me take the program, paste it here. So one more thing. Comment is hash here, not double. In Java we saw commenting is double forward slash. Over here it is hash. As simple as it is, create a variable temperature. Fine, we'll do it temperature. Assign it some value. We can ask user also to assign some value. Okay, so how to get a value from user? We'll say input. We'll say assign some value. Okay, and now what we're going to do is print it's hot if the temperature is above 30. Right. So if now this is how if works. Now in Java also we know there is if condition. So there is an if keyword, then there will be a condition. If the condition is true, then if part will execute. If there is condition is false, then else part will execute. In this case, we want to print if it is hot, if it is greater than 30. So if input, we don't want to worry about this parenthesis or something like that. Okay, all these things, no. So whatever is the value given by user, if that value, this temperature, is greater than 30, all we need to do is print it's hot. So we can change it to int. Okay, because generally when user enters, that's been treated as a string value. So what we are doing is we are just converting. So again, it is simple. Before we go there, let's clear that concept. Converting string to int. So if you have a string str which has a value, but currently in the say 42 in the number format, it's a string format, a number. How we can convert it to integer is by simply using int and surround it. When you surround a string with int, it will get converted to number. Same, converting a number to string. You have a number, num2, which you want to convert to string. So like we did here, simply we can surround it with int keyword. Surround it with int keyword, and that will be converted to number. Okay, let me cut this one for now. Print type of num and print type of string2. And ideally it should be small. So let me change this to small actually. Okay. So what we are doing here, we are taking a number, but in the string format, we are taking a number actually and converting it to a string. So you run it. The first is int. Yes, and the second, which we are converting to string here. Yeah, rounding it string, and now it will be treated as a string. So simple. If you want to convert string to integer, put integer, quote it with integer, or like surround it with integer. If you want to convert an int into a string fashion, just do it like this. Okay. So for the next, let me create a new file. Let me call it as this is the program we wrote. We cut this, get it here. Now, for this particular program, what we are doing, we are getting the temperature from user, then converting that into integer format so we can use the arithmetic operations. If this is greater than 30, it will print hot. Otherwise, it will not do anything. Okay, so let's run this file. We come here. Now we'll enter the temperature, let's say 31. So it says it's hot. If you run it again, say 30, it will not do anything. Okay, as simple as that.